Welcome CSC 121 to our EX27 using tkinter. This is our attendees list where we're actually going to create a file using tkinter or tkinter, and we're going to write some information to a CSV file, which is like an Excel file. It's a comma delimited text file, which can be used as a spreadsheet file. So here's a finished version of it that I have open right now. So I'm going to run this right now. And we're just going to create a little entry form here, just a small one with a blue background. And we're going to put in some names, Adam Ant, and we'll hit insert, and a couple things happen. One is we just display the name here, and we'll start that first just to kind of practice. But then when we hit add attendee, what happens is it clears it out, which means we don't even really need this thing here. But it clears it out, and then it actually goes to this attendees CSV file, and we're actually going to append a name to it and actually create names here that are going to get added to this list so that we're going to have a finished CSV file that you can actually open up as a spreadsheet. So we're trying to make it a little more functional so that you can actually have a GUI entry form and then have something like a finished spreadsheet file of a list of attendees. We're also going to set this up using grid instead of pack, meaning this is going to be set up like a table, meaning we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows and 2 columns. Now you might say, well, why is there 8? Well, we have some spacers in here. We have some things that are used for spaces in here. These are kind of like light blue kind of nothing things here that are kind of just taking up space so they could be spread out and it could look a little bit better. But that's the way it's going to be set up. Now remember, you on your PDF file you could take a look at this, and this is kind of the finished product, or the visual finished product, and it gives you kind of an idea of what's going to happen here. And I even gave you numbers because the table cells that are set up with grid are numbered from 0, starting with 0. So that's why it says 0 and 1, those are the columns, and then 0 through 7, they're actually the rows. So we're going to set it up like that, and I even have label names and entry names and button names and all this stuff done for you, so you could use those if you like. That way you could kind of keep track of what's going on here, and it'll be a little bit easier to set up. So we're gonna set this up, and again, this will be set up kind of like a table. Remember, there's 8 rows, 2 columns, and some of these will have a column span, like this one. Label 4 will have a column span, and entry 3 will have a column span, and label 5 will have a column span, and this one will even have a sticky east-west. This will be a sticky east. This will be a sticky west. This will be a sticky west, sticky west, sticky east, or that might not even need to be sticky east. This will be a sticky east. That's a way of just aligning it to the right of the column, so we'll be doing that as well. So that's how we're going to set it up. So we're going to do the visual first, which isn't that hard once you get the idea of how it works, and then eventually we're going to be writing some functions so we can write this to a CSV file. That's why when you see the finished version in VS Code, we need an import CSV because we're going to use a CSV writer. There's actually a function in here that uses the CSV writer. So we're going to be doing that as well. So that's kind of the setup for this. What I'll do is I'll start you off from scratch. I'll actually close this folder. And the reason I wanted to close folder, and I'll close up this welcome, because I mentioned on a Mac, I said there's no open folder, but there actually is. I didn't even realize it. If nothing's open, even though there's no open folder in your kind of file menu here, but if there's nothing open, there's a big blue open folder button. So I was kind of wrong about saying that. So you can use open folder here, and then you could go to your TK folder if you had one set up for your EX26. So here's my folder where I have a couple of my files in here, so I'll open that folder. And it's the same thing if you just went file open, would do the same thing. So it's open. I have a finished version here that I'm going to kind of reference to make things faster for this video. And you're also going to create a attendees.csv. You could even do what I did. Just start here and just put a first and last, and just start doing that. And then we'll just kind of add files to that. So just call it attendees.csv, and you can do that a little later. It doesn't have to be even set up right now, but that's we're going to have 2 files with that, and then eventually you can upload both of those files to Repellent. You could just drag in your attendees file in the end for that. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to make a new file here, and remember in VS Code you can use this little icon here. We're in our TK folder, or my TK folder, and I'll make a new file here, and I'll just call it EX27. And we're going to start this off by doing our import, and we're going to do from tkinter import all, and I just put 3 lines here. Our first one is our root window that we're setting up. We're going to use M again as the name. So M equals TK. That represents the TK class, so we need that. And we don't need this, but we're putting it in here, m.title, and we're just going to call attendees list. So when our window opens, it'll have attendees list at the top. And then I'm also doing something else. I didn't do this before, but we're going to do m.configure, and you could also do config. I think config will work as well. I put configure in here, and that's fine. I think config will work too, and I'll double check that it does. And I put a bg equals cc ccee, so it's a very light blue. And I put pad x of 20 and pad y of 20, so we have padding all around. And don't forget, we also need we have to have that so it keeps the window open, and that will be at the end of everything. So even if we just, and notice that I didn't save this because I put it on autosave, so if you have to do Control S or Command S all the time, you can put it on autosave. I'm going to test this out here, and it is defaulting to my TK folder here, and I'll just hit up, and I have a different name here. I think I called it V, or no, I just called it EX27. And I have to use Python 3, you may not have to, and there it is. So there's my light blue color, and even if you wanted it to open up somewhere else, you could even do this. I didn't do this on the instructions, but you could do something called geometry, m.geometry, and they put it in quotes, actually like a string, and you could actually put a size of a window, but instead of like if you put a size, like if you wanted it 400 by 200, you could put in 400 x 200, and then if you want a starting point, you could use plus, and if you don't need this part, because I don't want a specific size, you can just take that out and leave this plus 200 plus 200. Now when I run it again, you can see it starts 200 down and 200 over. So if you wanted to make it, 300 over or something like that, the first one is the X. So I'll put this at like 400 or something. So let me just try it out and see how that looks. And there it is. So it's right in the middle, in front of our code. So that's fine. I don't have to keep zooming up into the corner every time to display it. But that's the way it's going to start. We have a little geometry there, and that's just a starting point right there. And if you needed to put something in there, you could just put, starting position of window. And what we're going to do next, if we go back and look at our PDF, and I just have this open from online, is we're going to put a label, and this is an entry and an entry. And you could do it in any order, but I'll do my labels first. And notice I just use, well, I don't know if you'll notice or not, but I use the same background color of the label so that it matches the background of our window. So I'm going to use that as a background color. And these will not, so they'll be set up, but this is going to be set up in column 0, and row 0, row 1. Eventually when we pack them. We're not actually going to pack them, we're going to use grid, so we're going to grid them instead of pack them, but we're going to have to specify what column and what row they're in. And this one is going to be in row 0 and row 1, and they're both in column 1, which is the second column. So I'll set that up first. And I'll just make a little comment here for labels. And here's my two labels that I have set up. But I have lab 1, lab 2, and they're the label widget, and M is the root. We're not going to use any frame in here, so we're always going to use M as the root. And we have a background color. It's the same that we used here. And notice that we have a string with the hex color inside it. And then I also used pad Y6 to give a little space on the top and bottom. And I have text equals first, text equals last. And I didn't grid these out yet, so I'm going to get some more elements or widgets on my page first before I grid them out. So here's some entry fields, and I have ENT1, ENT2, and entry with M's here, and I put a font of none so that they don't really change the font, but I put 16 so they're a little bit bigger, so those entry fields are just a little bit bigger. And then to grid these out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to indicate where they are in terms of on here. So again, first is going to be, you can see it's going to be 0, 0 in terms of column and row. And we're going to usually do row first. So last is going to be row 1, column 0. And then these are basically going to be row 1, column 1, or row 0, column 1, and then row 1, column 1. So we could put both of those in there just to make it a little more easier to identify. And what I did here was start my grid layout. And I did label 1 instead of pack, I used grid. And I said row equals 0. And then I also want to do, so these are both column equals 0, so these are both the same. This one is going to be column 1, and this one is going to be column 1. They're both alternating rows here, but this one is column 0. Our labels, our text labels, which are these things. Our labels are these things, And then our entry fields are these. So they're both in column 1. These are both in column 0. And we're starting with row 0 and row 1. So they each have one in a separate row as well. That's why it's set up the way it is. And if I want to take a look at what's happening so far, make sure it's saved. Now if you see an X there, you know it's saved. And I'm just going to go down here, make sure I don't have my Python thing open down here. And that's what I have so far, and that's actually what I want. And we're going to use spacers in here to kind of break them out from the others. And we can even do a sticky west here to kind of make them align to the left side a little bit, even though it's not that noticeable in this one. But we could do something here called sticky equals west, and we'll just use a W. And I need a comma in there, so I don't have any red wavy lines. So everything looks okay in here. And I'll run it again, and I have a mistake in here. And there it is, and it doesn't really look any different. So that doesn't matter too much. And I think part of that's because I made these a little bit bigger. I made these, maybe I'll put these a little bit smaller. Instead of being 16, I'll put them at 14. So I'll just run it one more time. And that looks okay. So what we have coming next is going to be we can just throw a spacer in there, which is going to basically take up, it's going to be a column span 2 because it's going to take up 2 columns. And then we have 2 buttons, and then we have another spacer label, and then we have an entry and another spacer label, and then we have a button that kind of aligns right that's in column 1. So that's what we have coming next. Here's my first spacer label, and all that I'm doing here is calling it label 3, and it's still a label widget, and it's still M, and the background is the same. I'm just not putting anything in it. So there's no text. I'm not putting even any padding in it because it should have a default kind of size in it that should give it some space. So we're just using it to space, and we're going to make a couple others, but I'll just wait to add the other labels so that I could grid it as well, because I need to add it to the grid before I do that. We have to add 2 buttons. So we're going to add 2 buttons here. This add another and insert, even though we're not really using this that much, but at least we'll know how to lay it out so we can have 2 buttons that are kind of aligned left and aligned right. So we're going to do that after our spacer label. So here's our 2 buttons, BTN1 and BTN2. They're both button widgets, and I put some padding on them so they have a little more space around them on the outside of the text of the button. And the one says add another and the other says insert. So let's grid this out a little bit. We're going to have to make a grid for our label 3, and we'll make a grid for these 2 buttons. So we'll have to add this to the grid output because now we have 3 more widgets that are added to here. So we have to make sure that they're added to the grid. So here's label 3 added to the grid, and that's in row 2, and it has a column span of 2. You can see here it's row 2, and it has a column span of 2 because it's spanning over column 0 and column 1. And then we're going to have our 2 buttons. The one is going to be in column 0, the other is going to be column 1, and they're going to both be in row 3. And that's what we have here. Row 3 for the buttons, row 2 for the spacer label, label 3, and that's a column span 2. This is in column 0, this is in column 1, and I put sticky equals W, sticky equals east, so that this one is sticky to the east, this one is sticky to the west. So instead of being centered in their columns, they're going to be kind of moved over to each side. That's what the sticky does when we set up the grid. So we're going to see what that looks like, and I'll run it. And that's what we have now. There's our spacer, there's our buttons. That's exactly what we want. We're going to need 1 more spacer, 1 more entry, and then another spacer, and then a button. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're about halfway done with our rows right here. We have our first 4 rows, 0, 1, 2, and 3 done. And now our last ones are just going to be spacers and entry and add attendee. So let me take a break here because our videos are probably getting long. I'll break part 1 right here, and then I'll finish up the layout in part 2.